Hey guys, how are you? Just finished up my mastermind weekend with the top performers. A bunch of great people in there, talking about business, talking about life, trying to get things to the way people want them to be. But one of the conversations we were having this weekend was equity investors versus debt investors. And over the years, as I was raising money for real estate, I essentially did it in both ways. Equity investors, the idea that somebody gives you some cash and they own part of the company essentially. And debt investors are, they give you some cash, but you pay them a fixed interest rate. And there's pros and cons to both. But as entrepreneurs, what I want to, the first question I always ask is, do you really want investors? And, as I was raising money and wanting to grow my business, everybody was on the rah-rah bandwagon about how quickly you could grow your business and how awesome it was to have investors, and everybody was looking for investment capital and blah, blah, blah. But as entrepreneurs, the first thing we're looking for generally is freedom. And as soon as you take on investors, you lose a piece of that freedom. So I just want to caution you, up front is to, why is it really you want investors, and how do you bring them on? So if you can honestly say, yes, I want to grow my business quickly, and I'm willing to be accountable to somebody else within my business, and I want to grow quickly, then go out and get investors. And if you do, how do you bring them on? And the two ways are obviously equity investors and debt investors. Equity investors, you give them a share of the company. They can be silent. You can give the majority share. You can give, there's a thousand ways to structure it. And people always ask, what's the right way to structure that partnership? And there is no right way. The right way is whatever's win-win for everybody, and whatever helps grow the company and helps you succeed in whatever it is you're looking to succeed in. And debt investors are kind of more simple, more straight up. It's a fixed interest rate essentially. I'm going to borrow $100,000 from you. I'm going to give you 8% interest rate, or 5% or 15% or whatever. Real estate investors will know that sometimes that can be RSP eligible as a second mortgage, and it has some serious pros and cons to that as well. But I see a lot of people wanting to give up 50% of their company for some cash, and it's not always the right move. It's not always a smart move, especially when you could give it up for a fixed interest rate. Debt investors are generally cheaper than equity investors over the long run. But there's some downsides too. You don't pay your debt investors, and welcome to somebody picking up a company for relatively cheap. Equity investors can lose cash pretty easily, and the company's not at stake, so to speak. But anyways, just wanted to talk about that quickly. Know the reasons why you're getting into bed with somebody else for your company. If you need a small amount of cash, generally don't give that up as an equity stake. Generally give that up as a debt stake. If you're looking for $25,000, $50,000, something less than $100,000, try to take that on as a promissory note, as some sort of loan. If you're looking for larger sums of cash, maybe that comes as an equity stake, and generally it does. But I just don't want to see people giving away 50% of their company to put $25,000 or $50,000 in the bank account for the capital for the company. Poor idea. Make sure you know the reasons why you're doing it, and if it really makes sense for everybody, make sure it's win-win for everybody in every deal you're doing. So anyways, back out here in Canmore, it's another stellar, beautiful day. I gotta admit that my brain's a little fried from a weekend of chatting business and life with everybody, but I love what I do, and just taking a little morning to decompress, drink some tea, go for a walk, and get back into the woods and enjoy some fresh air. Anyways, hope you're having a brilliant day, and we'll talk to you soon.